is CNN Breaking News.
Good evening, this is CNN. I'm Duke D'Amato and I'm broadcasting to you live from the home of Jim Stotzel, an automobile expert who has gained quite a following these past few days on his claims in regards to the driving requirements in Canada. So Jim, what are the current driving requirements in Canada? Thank you for coming today, Duke. For the most part, the driving requirements in Canada do not change depending on the province you're in, varying very slightly on the age at which you are able to receive your driving permit. For the most part, at the age of 16, you are able to take a written test and an eye exam to receive your G1 license. At this point, you're able to drive with an experienced driver in the car with you. After you hold your G1 license for 8 to 12 months, you're able to receive your G2 license after taking a driven road safety test. At this point, you're able to drive by yourself and with other people in the car with you. After 8 to 12 months of holding your G2 license, you're able to receive your full G license. At this point, you have no restrictions whatsoever after taking an additional road safety test. So Jim, what is it about these current driving requirements that raise concern to you? Well, Duke, my concern is directed towards multiple points regarding both the driving and visual requirements currently. See, if a driver continues to get their license renewed before its expiration date, they're not required to take any other road safety or eye exam for their entire driving career. After the age of 40, your eye begins to be able to lose the ability to change shape, causing it to be increasingly difficult to focus on nearby objects such as your speedometer. It becomes increasingly difficult to focus on moving objects and looking in dim light. These are both skills required for driving. According to a study done by the Mayo Clinic, after the age of 65, about half of Canadians have some form of cataract formation in their eyes. This can cause it to be increasingly difficult to see. 2 to 3% of Canadians do not meet the minimum vision requirements in order to drive. In 2016, 7 fatal, 57 serious, and 193 road accidents were reported due to the following factor: uncorrected eye deficiency. Age groups 70 and above are reported to have more fatal accidents than teens. There are 20 million licensed drivers in Canada, as well as 50.59 million legally blind people in Canada, sometimes diagnosed after the age of 16 due to many contributing factors. This is why we need the change. And how do you propose that we are to change the laws surrounding driving requirements in Canada? Well, I believe that the driving requirements should remain the same until you reach the age of 40. This is because after the age of 40, most of the eye defects that cause fatal accidents begin to form. Once you reach the age of 40, you will now be required to take an additional eye safety and driving exam every 5 years to ensure that you still meet the minimum driving requirements in order to drive safely. However, after the age of 65, you'll be required to take these tests every 3 years, because once you get older, the chances of developing these eye defects increase greatly. If you receive eye surgery or get a new pair of glasses, you will be required to go to Service Canada within 14 days to take an additional vision exam to make sure you can still see properly. Well, thank you for sharing your insights with us today, Jim. Highway to the danger zone. Oh, I didn't know you were still recording. I couldn't hear you with my new Apple AirPod Pros in with new transparency and noise cancellation mode. I'm definitely not being paid by Apple right now to say all this stuff. That's good, that's good. Okay, shout out Miss Clark. Aha! This has been CNN Newsroom. I'm your East Coast anchor, Duke D'Amato. Stay classy.